Right, next up is the Behringer SF400 Super Flanger. There's actually, they sent me 15 pedals in total, and there's two flangers that they sent me. This one, which is a more basic flanger, and this more advanced flanger machine. We'll come to this soon. Okay, so there's the Super Flanger SF400, which is finished in this kind of British racing green almost. You've got a guitar and bass input, and like with all the other pedals, it does matter which instrument you plug into which input, so make sure you plug a guitar into guitar and a bass into bass, because it does make a difference. This pedal is stereo or mono. Out A is a mono out, and if you're using it with a stereo rig, you can use out A and B. Now, I've started off this pedal slightly differently by having it fed directly to the stereo near-field active monitors. We won't get such a modelled guitar tone, but I wanted to start with this to initially just show you because with HQ on YouTube you get stereo backing, a stereo soundtrack, so hopefully you'll be able to pick up some of the wonderful quality of the stereo width of this pedal. Okay, so I've set it into standard flange with, I'll fiddle with the depth and rate in a minute. I'll come to all these controls later. It's going straight into the monitor speakers, so let's see how it picks it up. Yeah, it's sort of, that really is a beautifully wide stereo spread. Let's go for the ultra flanger now. This just gives more depth of flange, almost phasery like, yeah? If I turn the depth right up. If we go for this gate pan, when it's in stereo mode, you get this wonderful back and forth panning, swirling. Oops, pushed it too far. There we go. Put more rate on it. You get a completely different effect on this gate pan if you were in the mono output only, like going into a traditional guitar rig. I'll just show you lastly this momentary mode, which is it's off until you hold down the pedal, and then it comes on. So it's non-latching. That just gives you the ability to blip some flange when you want it and then release and it's gone. No having to latch it and unlatch it, yeah? Okay, now I shall just plug the speakers back in to the V-amp and wire it back into the V-amp just to show you the rest of the controls. Right, back into the V-amp now. Okay, now the other controls are resonance and manual. Manual And these are very subtle to be honest. They're hard to hear unless you're right next to the thing. I don't know if the camera will pick them up, I doubt it, so I'm not even going to bother to show them much because I've played it back a few times and it doesn't really show it. But basically the manual control, which is a bit of a misleading title, but I don't know, it is supposed to tune the centre frequency of the flange, so you know, sort of more high end up the treble and lower down the treble, so to speak, and the resonance increases the peakiness of the chosen centre frequency. That's the theory. Okay, the other thing is, like a lot of these Behringer pedals, you can press and hold for 2 seconds and set the rate. Okay, a lot of the delay pedals do that. So I've got it into the V-amp now, and for example, if I put it on, I just want to show you now that with the mono out working, that gate pan no longer does a back and forth beautiful panning thing. It does more like a gate, yeah, like this. Okay, now using this as an example because it's the easiest to hear the tempo, I hold down for 2 seconds and this blue light will flash red. Just give a flip red like that. You might not be able to pick it up on the camera mic. Okay, there it is. Now it's in tap tempo mode. And once it's in tap tempo mode, you can tap the tempo like here we are now. This is the tempo. Now I'll slow the tempo down. 1, 2. Now I can go straight to the unit with it still on and increase the tempo. 1, 2. And then just hold down for 2 seconds. The red flashing, intermittent flashing stops, and it remembers the last setting that you tap tempoed. And then you can then adjust the rate with the rate control as normal. Okay. So that's about it really. Yeah, you know, the flanges, as I say, this hardly sounds, you can kind of hear it, but it's subtle, the manual and the resonance control. Okay, they tend to show more when it's in stereo mode, and it sounds, you know, equally as good if you're in some sort of high gain. Put it on ultra flange. It's a nice pedal, I like it. Oh, I think we've run out of time now. Yeah, we're running out of time. So there it is, the Super Flanger SF400, and it's a very, very tidy little flanger pedal, I must say, and I love this gate pan thing. And the Momentary is pretty useful as well, plus the fact you can tap tempo live, which is nice. There's also, remember, this Behringer flanger machine will be coming to as well. It's another flanger, more advanced, or rather with more parameters they sent me, but we'll get to that soon. So yeah, Super Flanger SF400, good little pedal, man.